What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Talk. As usual, I'm your host, Patrick Hennessy, joined tonight by the man, Brandon Kramer. Hashtag shout out, Brandon. How we doing tonight, my man?
Not good.
Not good?
No.
We have a little bit of Yankees news to report on, but before we do that, everyone be sure, you guys know the drill, like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, hit that bell so you know when we go live, when we have posts go up, do it. I appreciate all you guys who have supported us so far. But the news for today is Brett Gardner is officially back with the Yankees. I've seen takes on Twitter and social media. Fans are split 50-50 right down the middle. It's either you're pissed about Brett Gardner coming back or you're absolutely in love with Brett Gardner coming back. It's a 1-year, $4 million deal with, I believe, a mutual option for 2022 that's worth like $7 million. It's not happening. There's no way in hell Brett Gardner performs at a level where the Yankees feel like paying him $7 million in 2022. I'm a little bit surprised by the money that he got. I feel like, I know, like, this might be crazy to say. I think $4 million might be a little bit of an overpay, especially considering like that's just about what we're expecting Justin Wilson to get, because I don't think those numbers are even out yet.
I think he needs to pass his physical before the deal becomes official. So I think we'll get those details after he passes his physical.
Yeah, I mean, so with Gardner coming back this season, I'm actually going to say I'm kind of surprised. I thought after the signings of Bruce and Dietrich, the acquisition of Greg Allen for the outfield, I thought the Yankees had enough outfield depth where they could be like, we only have around like $8 million left before we hit the luxury tax threshold. I don't think we need to waste $4 million on Brett Gardner when we have so much outfield depth already. So Gardner is going to go into the season assuming he's going to be the bench bat, because Boone did say that Clint Frazier is a starting left fielder, and it better stay that way, or you're going to see a very angry side of Patrick Hennessy. But Brandon, what do you think about the acquisition?
Well, just to mention the thing with Dietrich. Dietrich is he actually didn't get signed. He's a non-roster.
Yeah, he's an invite. Yeah,
so he would need to perform his ass off. Pretty much like a walk-on in college. You got to perform your ass off to get a spot. I mean, a little bit shocked that it happened. And it's just, you thought this was finally the time where he's gone. But I'm going to wait to make my judgment until I see what happens. I think $4 million, while it could be on the higher side, I mean, he looks like he wanted more. So the fact that the Yankees got him to go on their price is good. I mean, I have no issues with this, as long as what I do believe it is, because of how long it took, is that he is a bench bet. Clint Frazier's spot is left field. I think Cashman's told that. Boone has told him that. Like, we know that. I think Gardner came back for a bench bat, but we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting to see how they manipulate the roster as well and who doesn't get a spot, because I think now this jeopardizes Wade's spot. I think Wade finally he's not going to earn his spot. Like, you have Bruce, you have Dietrich. They're going to actually have to work for their spot. People have competition now.
You know, I would probably agree with you if Tyler Wade wasn't the only backup shortstop, right? But right now, I think Tyler Wade's spot is like so secured just because he can play shortstop. But going back to like what you kind of said about how this kind of shapes the roster a little bit. Like I mentioned before, the Yankees acquired so much outfield depth this offseason that there's going to be a lot of guys competing for spots this spring. And one of those guys that I feel like now with the acquisition of Brett Gardner that kind of completely gets his opportunity taken away is Mike Tauchman. I know you're not a huge fan of him whatsoever, but I haven't given up on the guy just yet. 2020 was atrocious for Mike Tauchman. We know that. Atrocious might be a light way of saying it. However, like, I'm not giving up on the guy completely. However, maybe starting every day in AAA might be able to help him out a little bit. He's going to get a lot more at-bats than he would sitting on the bench in the majors. So it might not be the worst thing in the world for him, but I think it is kind of unfortunate for a guy like Greg Allen, who I was kind of looking forward to seeing play this year. And now obviously his playing time is probably going to get diminished. But I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting to see how all the roster positional battles play out, because now we were kind of discussing what the bench is looking like. Assuming they're going to go with 4 bench bats, and assuming one of the spots goes to Higashioka, one of them goes to Wade, one of them goes to Gardner. And that's just assuming that those 3 guys already have roster spots. You then have Jay Bruce, Mike Ford, Derek Dietrich, Miguel Andujar, and Mike Tauchman all competing for one final bench spot.
I mean, it's going to be a good positional battle. We're just, I don't know how it's going to shape out. I think we're going to have to wait to see how spring training starts.
I guess. I mean, it's just, a little bit confusing to me because I thought the Yankees had enough outfield depth at this point. I know
You can
people love
never.
Brett Gardner.
I think after what happened in 2019, you can never have too much outfield depth.
I guess. I mean, like people love Brett Gardner. I'm not Brett Gardner's biggest fan. You guys know that. I respect his time with the Yankees, but I thought like it was finally the time where he was done. Clearly, that's not the case. Obviously, I hope he performs well this year just for the sake of the team. But that is going to wrap things up for us tonight. Unless you have any other comments about Brett Gardner.
I'm just going to see how this plays out. I mean, if anything, Gardner has a tendency to have a good year, then a bad year. So if we're following that trend, maybe 2021 as he has a good year off the bench.
At 36 years old, I don't have high expectations whatsoever.
Neither do I.
But yeah, everyone, be sure like, comment, subscribe. We're inching closer and closer to 1,000 subs every day, so I appreciate you guys for that. And we will see you next time. We go live every night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Daily uploads every day at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll see you next time. Peace.